So these are the brake pads on the inside, and this is the brake pad on this side. Now the problem is that you can't put this through the wheel to access this, so what you have to do is you have to pull this thing back or remove it and then reach up under the rotor and push this, but it wants to sort of stay at this angle, and then it's hard to manipulate, and you need it straight so that you can put your screws through here. Which eventually you have to get this hole, but this piece, it's a real pain in the neck. So the trick, once you stick this up in the rotor, you reach around the wheel and you put these guys in. Then you put this back into the thing. Then you push this back in. And then you go and you find the hole. But now this is going to be a little off on that side. Take another one. Now you've got it lined up. Then you take your bolt from the other side and you just start pushing it in. And then you turn it until you hope to get a bite. Now once you've got a bite, you can remove this, and now you've got this lined up. Leave it a little loose. And if you have two long ones, it's nice because they go all the way through, but you can replace this. And you take your bolt, you start pushing this through. You push that in, and you start trying to turn this until you get a bite. And now you've got both your screws lined up. Save you a lot of misery, especially when the wheel's on the airplane and you have to bend over, and you're an old fart like I am, and bending over is not good for you. So that'll save a lot of time. So you have to put in the brake pad. It won't fit from the other side, so you have to put it in from this side because it won't fit. So that means you got to put it in from the other side. Make sure the pad's facing this way, and then you have to get her up into the little space. Then you take one of these, and that way you'll be able to hold it in place. Now, grease the crap out of these. And the important thing is not to forget this piece. This guy goes like this, with the pad facing that way. And then take the bolt and push it through, forcing the pin back so that you maintain the alignment. You know, when you can pull the bolt back and feel the pad coming back and forth, that means you got it. I'm going to just switch this out now. You see that a little better. And now I put my washer on, and then I'm following my pin, and that'll keep the pad from falling to either side. Okay, so now when I pull this, he's coming. Now we're going to do the same for this side. Believe me, this will save you a lot of time and misery. So we pull back. Now what I had done prior to this is that I had these bolts replated to white cad. So I ran them to clean up the threads, because I also put a preservative on it, a nanoparticle preservative, to keep them from rusting. So it builds up the diameter a little bit, so I had to clean up the threads, and then I also ran the threads on the pad side, so that when it does catch, it'll catch seamlessly. In the past, I had problems where I'd be pushing in the bolt and it just wouldn't grab. And what I found out was that these are the original brakes from the first batches that came out, and these two holes are different than the holes on the newer Redlines that you buy, and they're not compatible. So I had lost these pads, and when I sent this out to Pete Jones, he sent me a new pair of pads, and I spent like an hour trying to get the damn things to line up, and they just wouldn't go. So finally I took the whole thing apart and looked at them, and sure enough, the bolts were incompatible because of the spacing.